I thought Gavin Ellis's summary was excellent, and so I was going to use that as a base and don't have to. And when Wendy sat down with me on Monday and put it to me, you know, how can we create change? I said, well, look, I can focus in on education because I come out of that big educative body called Te Papa, where we do know we can change things. And so my own feeling is all I can put forward that I hope is relevant are 3 suggestions. And there you go. Wendy has put that up today. So visiting Wellington. And I think we tend to focus in at the moment on intermediate school age youngsters that come down basically so that the aim is for them to grasp something of the democratic institutions that we have here. Parliament, local government in particular is pretty much an unknown area for a lot of young people. Just what are the court systems here, High Court, Supreme Court and so on. Clearly it's fine at intermediate age, but I think it needs to go much further than that because this brings in the whole electoral process. And I had that experience recently in talking to 50 senior guys at Wellington Boys, and they really wanted to know what was really meant by sovereignty. I said, yeah, well, sovereignty is actually your sovereignty and mine and what you do when you go to the elections, which you're going to in the next year or so. So, I mean, there are some big questions that I think we should actually put to kids coming here. And maybe if we have intermediate kids coming, then also we need senior boys and girls coming in at a later stage, almost like a preparatory period towards electoral commitment. And certainly the Electoral Commission woman that I sat next to in the plane recently said, please try to do something. This is a major problem for us. About 70 to 75% voting only. And again, as Gavin mentioned, not the same commitment from sort of newer migrants, and particularly Asians. The other one, and this is surprising, I hope to you people, is actually a visit to Waitangi with very much the similar kinds of age group intermediate schools, and Waitangi has already committed itself to it as a major heritage property with a brand new museum due to open on the 5th of February next year. The basis of that museum, the very message that we're trying to give up there is about relationships in this nation of ours. It's so important, starting way before 1840, running through all our histories, which were often dual histories, where we really didn't get to know each other, where our points of view is different. And why are we needing to work together? And I think that's really the important question that we're hoping that we can inspire young people to see, that a shared vision and a shared understanding of the different values of our now almost multicultural societies, as well as the bicultural basis that we've had for so many years. Those things are really important. New migrants to the country, great. At the moment they do have citizenship ceremonies up there, but you know, there would be a possibility of expanding them in a far more meaningful way that would sort of form a basis for then merging into a wider community understanding. I do think inspiration is something that we don't talk about much these days, but somehow we've got to inspire both those of us here and those of us outside that might be influenced by what's talked about here. It does strike me that we badly need leadership courses. Some of the high schools are very good at this. Some of the primary schools are actually very good at it. So my suggestion would be from senior primary school through high school and ongoing, we actually need to challenge the young people to make commitments of some ways to New Zealand values. Now those values can be quite diverse, but I think it's really important that there is some commitment, and that came out again in Gavin's presentation, that some young people can do so, are already doing so formally, others not so much, holding back. This is a hard one. It did strike me that maybe we need to create something like a leadership course that has a branding to it. I'm not sure what that branding might be. It may be, are you a Kiwi leadership person? You know, and people will take up what they might do in many, many different ways. We need that pride in people realising they can influence and make a difference. It's actually what keeps me going at Te Papa, believe it or not, that I actually still hope and believe I can make a difference with those people coming in. My own experience as a young person was that I was trained in leadership in a very, very simple method. See what the issues are, judge what you can do about them, and act. And you know, just a very simple 3-word thing. However, funding is the key thing. Who's going to support? Can the banks be brought in on this? Our public bodies, including Te Papa. And just a final pitch, one of our major commitment, our major priority of the 5 in the future for the next 5 years is that we become a forum for the nation increasingly, a place where unsafe and difficult conversations can be had and had safely so that they will influence the wider community and therefore hopefully the wider world, since half of our membership, half of our visitors at Te Papa are from overseas. Thanks everyone.